the assumption that oftentimes women have when they're hearing this is they're going back to the kind of 1950s housewife, where there's one or two kids. She's home all day, bored out of her mind, just slaving for her husband, because he wants to have this perfect life of some kind where he's got a hot meal when he comes home or something along those lines. As opposed to, what Matt is saying is there's something that used to exist for all time, which was there was a desire for the husband and wife to work together, and the understanding. And what never came into this conversation was, if you're asking the question, why should the man be the one to go out and pursue the career and to be a part of the economy in a way that he's got to sort of submit to its rules and its needs in order to earn a living, whereas the wife should not do that. The primary reason for that is because she's the one bearing the children. Like, physically, there's a biological reason for that. One of the things that was never brought up, and I put this in, I went on to Twitter, to X, and was interacting with this video on Matt's, the thread on Matt's channel. And I wrote something that I got, I think, maybe the most interaction from this conversation. I just said, the hidden factor in this debate is birth control. Without reliable birth control, every woman would have to prioritize family due to the uncertainty of the number and frequency of kids. So there's a new technology that emerged that has made this is incredibly obvious, and this is important because Matt Walsh, being a very observant Catholic, he is likely has a sort of theological conviction around birth control. The Catholic Church is, famously anti-birth control. And so if that's the case, you really need to have a woman prioritizing the home, because if she doesn't know the frequency or the number of children she's going to bear, for her to, then the husband desperately needs to establish the family's provision himself, because he doesn't know what's going to happen there. So it's important to just bring that up, because the assumption of this technology has given rise to these ideologies. There's really two other massive societal shifts that I think created this. Birth control was one, the Industrial Revolution, which really separated work from home, where before the Industrial Revolution, 80-90% of people that went to work did it through the home or with their family as a team. Post-Industrial Revolution, it sort of flipped the other way. 80-90% of people go to work apart from their family and separated from their family team. That movement has really changed the nature of family, and you can still choose to do these things in and through the home. And so the Proverbs 31 woman is living in a pre-industrial revolution world in which she can do economically productive activity, and it's going to bless her family, and she can do it with her family through the household, and all these things are kind of seamlessly integrated, right? So and then the last thing that I think has occurred, and this has really been dramatic for women in the last 30, 40 years, is that in order to get more people into the workplace, there has been sort of a societal decision to create workplace identity as a primary means of gaining identity, gaining the accolades, Jackson, you were describing, that women used to get in the home. So if you are looking at a woman and, are a young girl in school, or she's in high school or in college, and you're constantly asking her, who do you want to be when you grow up? And you want to make sure that you're emphasizing her career path in an equal way to a young boy's career path, that these are identical, and that we're always going to educate in a way that's androgynous, never becoming gender specific or sensitive to the future family dynamics that are going to be created that are different between men and women. There has been a decision as a society to just squash that whole conversation and to treat men and women equally and in the real drive for equality, and to ignore the both biological and familial differences between men and women, so that women can have an equal shot at these workplace identities, if that's what we're prizing as society. And what's really fascinating to me, like you're saying, Jackson, is the Proverbs 31 woman does suggest that women do need accolades for what they're sacrificing, just the way men do. We all need society to get around and praise what we're doing, what we're a part of. And it's really hard on women to talk about a social engineering coup or a complete revolution of society, to basically say, look, we're going to only praise you as a woman for your successes in workplace identity, but there's not going to be a commensurate praising of your success as a mother. Like that is the day-to-day reality of women, and they grow up watching their mothers like suffer for the sacrifices that they're making, almost no accolades. And then they're being told by society that if you want accolades, you need to go into the workplace. And it's not surprising that women are saying, okay, that's the pathway into that world. But we've created that world. Like we're the ones who decided to not praise women for the work they're doing in building the household. We're the ones who said, please make sure that you limit the amount of fruitfulness that you're generating through the household by participating in family planning in a really aggressive manner, so that you can live a life that is identical to men. And this was really the goal of second wave and third wave feminism.